You're not failing because you're not talented. You're not losing because you don't have time. You're falling behind because you've scattered your power everywhere, except where it matters. Focus is the key. Not motivation, not hype, not multitasking. Focus. It's the force that separates winners from wishers. It's the reason why one person builds an empire and another keeps starting over again and again. You want to break through, then get focused.
Let's stop pretending. The problem isn't that we don't know what to do. The problem is we don't do it consistently, deeply, with intention. Because we're distracted. We start the day with clarity, and by noon, our attention's been pulled in 100 directions. Notifications, messages, emails, scrolling, comparing, jumping from one task to the next without ever finishing. And that scattered energy, it's killing your potential, because when your focus is divided, so is your progress. You can't climb a mountain while switching trails every 10 minutes. You need obsession. You need tunnel vision. You need focus.
Look at the great athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. They didn't dabble in everything. They picked one thing and they went all in. They locked in so deep, they became one with their craft. They gave it hours, days, years. They said no to everything else so they could say yes to mastery. That's what focus does. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It sharpens your learning. It accelerates your growth. It multiplies your momentum because all that energy, instead of leaking out in 20 directions, it gets concentrated into one unstoppable force. Laser focus equals exponential power.
You're overwhelmed. You've got goals, ideas, plans, but no traction. Every week feels like a restart. You've got ambition. You've got fire. But you're spread too thin to make real progress. This is the silent killer of dreams fragmented. Attention. You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're just distracted. And the worst part? We live in a world that profits from your distraction.apps, media, platforms, ads. They're not just competing for your time. They're stealing your life. But here's the good news, focus is a skill. And it can be trained like a muscle. You can take back control. You can become the kind of person who finishes what they start. Who goes deep instead of wide. Who gets more done in a day than most people do in a week. But it all begins with focus.
You were born curious. You were born reactive. Your brain craves novelty. That's not weakness, it's biology. But the people who win, the high performers, the legends, they don't obey their impulses. They design their environment. They train their minds. They build habits that protect their attention. They know that clarity isn't accidental, it's built. Focus isn't given, it's fought for every day. They wake up and make a decision to tune out the world and tune into their mission.
Ever spend 5 hours working and get almost nothing done? Then other days, you sit down, zone it for 60 minutes and crush it. That's focus. It compresses time. It makes your mind a weapon. It gives you flow, speed, clarity. You stop second guessing. You stop wandering. You finish 1 hour of deep. Focus work is worth 10 hours of distracted effort. Focus is your time machine, not more hours, just better ones. The war for your attention, make no mistake, this is a war. Every sound, every ping, every scroll, it's a battle for your attention, and every time you give it, you lose momentum, you lose presence, you weaken your ability to go deep. But the enemy isn't just outside, it's inside. Your thoughts, your urges, your impatience. You are your greatest distraction. But you can also be your greatest weapon when you take control, when you guard your attention like treasure. You unlock a level of productivity and clarity most people never experience. The battlefield is your mind. Win there, and you win everywhere.
Focus is verity, oh most people. Think focus is restriction. I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to miss out on other things, but that's a lie. Focus doesn't limit your life, it expands it. Because when you're focused, you finish, you grow, you get results. You get time back. You create freedom by achieving what matters. Distraction is the real prison. Focus is the escape. Multitasking is a mythia, not multitasking. You're just switching attention rapidly. And every time you switch, you lose clarity. You lose energy. You lose time. It takes your brain up to 20 minutes to fully refocus. After a switch, that's so if you bounce between your phone, your email, your work, your tabs, you're not working efficiently. You're fracturing your brain. Kill multitasking. Protect your single tasking zone like gold. That's where magic happens.
Focus isn't about trying harder. It's about setting yourself up to win. Here's how. Clear the clutter, mental, digital, physical. If it's not helping, it's hurting. Define your one thing every day, every hour. What's the one thing that moves you forward? Block your time. Set sacred, undisturbed blocks for deep work. Eliminate triggers. Turn off notifications. Put the phone away. Exit the tabs. Train your mind. Meditate. Journal. Practice mindfulness. Strengthen your mental muscles. Rest. Deliberately, fatigue kills focus. Recharge with intention, not distraction. Focus isn't about force, it's about flow. And flow comes from preparation. Focus is a character trait. This isn't just about getting things done. Focus is who you become. Focused people are calm. They're sharp. They're respected. Because when you're focused, you listen better. You speak clearer. You make smarter decisions. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Focus isn't just a habit. It's a character trait, and it makes you magnetic. Every successful life is built on focus. You want success in anything. Business, fitness, relationships, skill, finance, then you need focus. Success is built on momentum. Momentum is built on action. Action is built on clarity. Clarity is built on focus. Without it, you spin your wheels. You confuse movement for progress. You burn out before you break through. But with it, you move like a weapon. You act with purpose. You close the gap between idea and execution. Focus is the engine behind every victory. Focus is the difference between dreaming and doing your own dreams. But not everyone executes. And that's where most people stay stuck, lost in the fog of someday. They talk about what they want, they plan, they hope. But without focus, it never gets done. Because dreaming doesn't create reality, doing does. And doing consistently requires one thing above all: laser, locked, focus. Focus is what turns I wish into I will. It transforms procrastination into momentum. It turns hesitation into action. You don't need more motivation. You don't need better tools. You need to grab hold of your mind and say, this is the mission. Nothing else matters until it's done. Focus makes you untouchable, want to stand out in a world full of noise. Want to rise above average? Then do what average people can't do. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Average minds are distracted. They jump from trend to trend. They consume but don't create. They start everything and finish nothing. But a focused mind, it's rare, it's disciplined, it's dangerous. When you focus, you cut through the noise. You become a weapon in a world full of chaos. Focused people don't compete, they dominate. Because they don't waste time on what doesn't matter. They go deep, they go long, and they go hard. Focus and patience go hand in hand. Here's the truth nobody likes to hear. Focus means sticking with it even when it's not exciting, even when results are slow, even when you feel like quitting. Because focus isn't just about intensity, it's about consistency. Day after day, week after week, year after year, it's easy to chase new ideas. It's easy to start over every time something gets hard. But focus means staying locked in. It means doubling down. It means trusting the process. It means building momentum brick by brick even when no one's watching. Focused people don't chase butterflies. They plant seeds, and they water them until the garden blooms. The art of saying no every time you say yes to a distraction. You're saying no to your greatness. Let that sink in. You don't just need to know what to focus on. You need to know what to cut out. You need to master the art of saying no to busy work. No to unnecessary meetings. No to social scrolling. No to people who drain your energy. No to everything that doesn't serve the mission. Because every no to distraction is a yes to purpose, a yes to impact, a yes to results. Saying no isn't rude. It's powerful. It's protective. It's focus in action.
The more you focus on something, the more it shapes you. If you focus on problems, you become bitter. If you focus on success, you become driven. If you focus on fear, you become frozen. If you focus on solutions, you become unstoppable. What you give your attention to is what you give your life to. Your thoughts, your energy, your emotions, all of them are shaped by what you focus on. So choose wisely. Direct your inner spotlight. I meant like a weapon, because what you focus on, you multiply. Focus isn't sexy, it's sacred, let's be honest. Focus isn't flashy, it's not glamorous. It's not what gets likes or shares. It's quiet, it's boring to watch. It looks like repetition, solitude, silence. But inside that silence, inside that repetition, that's where empires are built. That's where transformations happen. That's where champions are made. Focus is sacred. It's what turns a craftsman into a master. It's what turns potential into power. It's what turns chaos into control. So stop chasing what's shiny. Start chasing what's solid. Become a focus machine when to get ahead. Then become the kind of person who works in deep, undisturbed sprints. Tracks their time like currency. Builds systems to remove guesswork. Has a daily non-negotiable goal. Starts and finishes what they said they would every time. That kind of focus, it makes you dangerous. You stop reacting. You start dictating. You stop drifting. You start driving. You stop feeling overwhelmed. You start feeling in control. This is how legends operate. This is how winners separate from the crowd. Your life is built by where you place your focus. Look around. Everything you've built, good or bad, started with focus. Where you've placed your attention, your time, your emotions, your effort, that's what you've created. So the question is, what are you willing to build next? What are you willing to give your life to? Because focus isn't just about work, it's about everything. Focus in relationships equals deeper love. Focus in health equals stronger body. Focus in finances equals greater freedom. Focus in learning equals sharper mind. Everything great in life, everything fulfilling, everything lasting. It's all built on focus. No one can steal your focus unless you let them. The world will try to steal your focus. But the truth is, it only works if you allow it. You have the power to protect it. You can shut the door. You can put the phone away. You can block the time. You can train your brain. You can make focus a ritual, a mindset, a lifestyle. No one can do it for you. But once you own it, no one can take it from you. Because now you're not just working, you're executing, you're progressing, you're building something real. Focus until it hurts. Then focus some more. It's easy to focus when things are fun, when you're motivated, when you feel like it. But true focus kicks in after the feeling fades. Can you focus when you're tired? Can you focus when you're bored? Can you focus when it stuck. This isn't a motivational poster. This is real life. If you don't take control of your focus, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle. That's starting over, spinning your wheels, watching others pass you by, wondering why nothing changes. But if you do focus, if you take it seriously, if you train it like your life depends on it, then you become something rare, something powerful, something unshakable. That focus is the master key, and it's time you use it. Final word, make focus your lifestyle. This isn't a trick. This isn't a hack. This isn't something you do once and forget. This is a way of life. Every morning you wake up, you ask, what matters most today? What distractions must I kill? Where will I place my power? Then you lock it. You go deep. You protect your energy like it's sacred. Because it is that your future depends on it. Your greatness demands it. Your potential waits for it. Focus isn't optional. It's everything. So train it, own it, live it. And watch what happens next.
Most people crumble under pressure. They feel overwhelmed. They spiral. They shut down. But a focused person, they don't run from pressure, they harness it. They turn chaos into clarity. They turn urgency into execution. They turn stress into fuel. How? Because focus filters out the noise. It gives you a singular target, a narrowed field of vision. It says, forget the 1,000 things going wrong. Lock in on the one thing you can do right now. And when you do that, when you stop spreading yourself thin and give 100% to the moment you're in, you become unstoppable. Pressure doesn't break focused people, it builds them. Distractions aren't just annoyances, they're enemies. Let's stop pretending distractions are harmless. They're not. They're thieves. Every time you check your phone, every time you switch tabs, every time you scroll without purpose, you are handing over your future. You are giving away the life you could be building. Distractions don't just slow you down, they steal your edge. They make you softer, weaker, less focused, less ambitious. And over time, you start to wonder where your drive went, where your momentum went, where your power went. It didn't vanish. You gave it away one small distraction at a time. If you want your power back, take your focus back. Focus and fire go together. Focus without fire is sterile. Fire without focus is chaos. But when you have both, you are a force of nature. You wake up with purpose. You move with clarity. You execute with hunger. Every decision becomes intentional. Every action is calculated. Every moment is aligned. You don't waste time. You don't chase trends. You build with depth. You create with conviction. And the world notices. Because when you walk into a room with focused fire, people feel it. They move. They respect it. They remember it. That's what separates the average from the elite. Focus will cost you, but it's worth it. And get it twisted. Focus isn't free. You'll lose people. You'll lose comfort. You'll lose the ability to do what everyone else is doing. Because everyone else is distracted, scattering trend. When you rise above that, when you get serious, when you say this is the mission and I will not be moved, they won't understand. They'll say, you've changed. Why are you so intense? Come on, live a little. But what they call to serious is what champions call standard. And what they mock today, they'll admire later. Because while they were playing around, you were building something that lasts. The focus rule, one thing at a time, mastered over time. You don't need to do 10 things. You need to do one thing right, then another. Multitasking is a myth. It scatters your energy. It dilutes your impact. It robs you of mastery. Focused people go deep. They immerse. They get obsessed. They read everything on their craft. They practice until their hands bleed. They study until their brain screams. They refine until it's flawless. And when they're done mastering one thing, they move to the next with the same intensity. That's how you stack skills. That's how you build an unstoppable mind. That's how you create results most people only dream about. Focus creates compound success. To know the real secret, it's not about doing something once. It's about doing it again and again and again. Because success doesn't add up, it compounds. But only for those who stay locked in. Day 1, tiny progress. Week 1, Slight improvement. Month 1. Still grinding. Year 1. Momentum. Year 2. Domination. But none of that happens if you keep breaking your focus. You can't compound if you keep starting over. You can't stack wins if you keep chasing shiny things. You can't build empires if you're still distracted by gossip and games. Focus plus time equals mastery. Focus plus discipline equals greatness. Focus plus relentless repetition equals results that speak louder than words.
Most people think focus is restrictive. They think, if I focus, I'll miss out. No, if you don't focus, you will miss out on everything that matters. Because here's the truth. Lack of focus leads to lack of progress. Lack of progress leads to frustration. Frustration leads to regret. Regret leads to a life half-lived. But when you focus, you unlock freedom. Freedom to do work you're proud of. Freedom to earn what you're worth. Freedom to say no. Freedom to live by your own design. By distraction, focus isn't a prison. It's a passport to everything you said you wanted. Focus isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. There will be days when your mind rebels, days when you feel like quitting, days when you want to numb out, zone out, disappear. Don't. That's where average lives, that's where dreams go to die. Push through, center yourself, come back to the mission, because one focused hour is worth 10 distracted ones. One focused week can change your trajectory. One focused life can leave a legacy. You are not here to dabble. You are not here to coast. You are not here to blend in. You are here to create something remarkable. And you will, if you stay focused, practical focus, strategies. Become a warrior of ATTINTON. Enough talk. Let's build your focus armor. 1. Eliminate distraction triggers. Turn off notifications. Keep your phone in another room. Block distracting websites with apps like Cold Turkey or Freedom. 2. Schedule deep work. Block 2-3 hours daily for high-focus tasks. No meetings, no texts, no interruptions. 3. Master one goal at a time. Choose your most important goal and ignore everything else until it's done. This is your mission. Live like it. 4. Use the 90-90/1 rule. For 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your day on your number one project. Before email, before social, before chaos. 5. Build mental endurance. Start with 25-minute focus sprints. Pomodoro gradually increase to 60 to 90-minute work blocks. Just like muscles, your brain grows stronger with reps. 6. Review weekly. What stole your focus last week? What helped you lock in? Cut the noise. Double down on the signal. 7. Protect your environment. Work in quiet, clean spaces. Use noise-canceling headphones. Let people know when you're unavailable. You don't stumble into focus. You engineer it. Focus is the final form of self. You focus. You're telling yourself, my time matters. My goals matter. My life matters. You're saying no to distraction because you believe in your potential. You're saying no to mediocrity because you know you're built for more. You're saying no to settling because you're not here to survive. You're here to thrive. This isn't just discipline, it's dignity. You are not a slave to impulse. You are not a victim of your environment. You are not lost in the noise. You are focused. You are dangerous. You are locked in on what truly matters, and the world better move out of the way, because nothing is stronger than a human being who has made up their mind. Closing words. The battle is won in your mind. Focus isn't about perfection. It's not about never getting distracted. It's about coming back. Every time, no matter what, you fall off, you return. You lose your way, you refocus. You feel lost, you zoom back in, because this is your mission. This is your life. This is your moment. And nothing will stop you from showing up with power, with presence, and with purpose. So remember, focus is not a skill. It's not a tactic. It's not a tool. It's your edge. It's your weapon. It's your key. Use it, master it, and unlock the life you were born to live.